Gonna go run me some hills. Get faster.
Ah, you running for peak force or improved rate of force? Or biomechanical improvements or plyometric benefits? Which one?
No, just doing it for a workout. Why you gotta go and make things so complicated?
Avril Lavigne? Really?
With a Michael Bone twist.
That's better how?
Preach! Testify!
There are essentially 4 ways of getting faster. Well, I mean, there may be a few more, but I am trying to simplify. 1. You increase the peak force that you produce. 2. You increase how quickly you produce that force. 3. You improve where you apply that force. And 4. You improve any combination of or all of these at the same time. And if you can work out a way to get faster by dropping to earth quicker after each takeoff, then you, sir, or madam, quality in the STEM fields, will become a modern day Newton.
Newton squared. Newton 2.0. The new Newton.
So when people go out to sprint hills, what are they getting? I mean, a hill is essentially an incline. So what do you get for your gradient? Well, one thing it does is give you more time on the floor so that you can produce more force. But let's be transparent. You don't get faster by lumbering up a countryside lump. You get faster by herring up a hill. Now I know that lots of people do use the old mini mountains as a way to dial up the effort for the same distance. With a mound, you're having to carry your body through both vertical and horizontal distance. But effort makes you fitter. Effort doesn't make you faster. So going back to what makes you faster, you can increase the peak force that you produce, you can increase how quickly you produce that force, and you can improve where you apply that force. The point of hills is to treat it as if it was flat. But that doesn't mean that you're just trying to run it fast. It means that you're trying to employ the same sprinting principles on that hill as you would do on the flat earth. Ooh, you believe in the flat earth too? Finally, you're talking some sense. No, I'm not saying the earth's flat. I'm saying you want to try and replicate the same biomechanics on the slope as you would do on level ground. You're just going to get more time on the floor per stride to generate that force. Here's some pretty pictures to illustrate. If you have less air time to generate the force, that can lead to an adaptation to increase the rate at which you develop that force. But it's not a foregone conclusion just because you're running hills. See, you have to know. That's either physical intelligence or know as in you snared you some YouTube knowledge and then applied it. If you've got more time to develop the force on the floor, then this can help you develop higher peak forces. Again though, it's not a dead cert. You'd have to have the intention to try to develop higher peak forces. And unlike in the weights room, where the number of discs on the bar indicates your intention, yeah, when I load it to high heaven, I mean business. On a hill, it doesn't change. You'd have to go find a harder hill. So for each hill rep, decide whether you're trying to increase the peak force or the speed that you develop that force. But if you don't try to improve the speed that your leg comes down, then you won't be improving the rate. And that's just not an obvious correlation for a lot of people. And here's the kicker. If you don't actually try to develop more force when your foot is on the ground, you might actually get slower from doing hills. Longer on the floor is only any good if you're actually going to do something productive while you're there. Otherwise, you get faster by just standing and queuing at the post office for 5 minutes. Now the incline itself can stimulate you to try to develop more force to get up the hill because you're elevating your centre of mass with each stride. You're using more energy to not only go forward, but also to go up. Ergo, more force. But you have to actively try to raise your centre of mass. Or, in sprinting lingo, you've got to sprint with high hips. Hey man, low hips are lazy. Sign of the devil. If you're running hills just barreling along, ignoring your hip height, and you're simply relying on being on the floor longer to generate more force, problem is, you're generating that force in the wrong biomechanical position, i.e., in front of your body. And this brings us to point 3. Where you apply that force is as important as how much force you apply. You can have a deadly right hook, but you have to apply it as a headshot. 4 inches lower, and you're just trying to perform a shoulder blow knockout. I pity that fool. Sprinters want to apply force underneath or even slightly behind their body, not in front of it. Finally, let's look at incline. Now, remember I said that to make hills like gym, athletes go in search of hard hills. Are all hills equal? Well, obviously in terms of effort they aren't, but remember I said effort doesn't make you faster. So are all hills equally good at making you faster? The steeper it gets, the less time you have to generate the force because your foot's closer to the ground quicker. True. It's like the ground is raising to meet your foot. Like a good friend coming to meet you at the airport, rather than having to take a taxi and trek over to theirs. But the steeper it is, the more force you're going to be generating in front of you. Potentially cancelling, but the more time you have, maybe the higher peak force you produce. Checkmate, but sprinting's all about getting off the floor quicker. So here's what I'd say. If you don't do weights and you're using steep hills as a more specific strength session, then it can make you faster because, well, something's better than nothing. But if you're a short-quadded gym rat sprinter who loves sprinting steep hills and actually finds it easier than sprinting on the flat, but you find yourself getting slower, the reason is you're teaching yourself to generate force in front of your body, and you're actually losing all your extension at the back. So if you're gonna do hills, and I think they're worth doing to get faster, you need to decide exactly what you're gonna do in each session. Decide whether you're improving peak force, so you're gonna push harder when you're on the floor, or you're improving rate of force, so you're gonna get your foot down quicker from the high knee position onto the floor, or you're going to try to maintain or even improve the height of your hips, which will be the biomechanical improvement. And realize that steeper won't make you faster. It'll just increase the vertical force that you produce each stride. So my recommendation is go between 1 and 4% gradient. Or you just keep it simple. Go out there, run like hell, lungs lit, and the session doesn't finish till you puke. Yeah, it's always that. I hope this helps. Bust me a thumbs up, because let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good. Have you say in the comments today and dingling the bell icon, Wycliffe style. Toot time! And if you like my vibe, please subscribe. Whoop! Whoop!